stripes look. They're diagonal, so as you come down the street right here, as you pass the lawn, you can't help but see how nice it looks. I also just went through, and I've been waiting for a year to do this. I went through and I knocked out the edge here with my string trimmer. Now, part of the reason that I hadn't been doing that is because previously I've been trying to get this grass that I've got here to establish a nice firm solid edge there. You'll notice that that is a stressor, having that heat zone. Basically, pavement is a huge heat sink. If you don't know what that means, it basically means that it sucks up all the energy from the sun. Those molecules get excited and they transfer that heat into the earth right next to your turf. If they transfer it into your turf, it's stress. And if there's stress, that means that your turf dies. It means that the moisture in the soil evaporates quicker. That's exactly what's happening there. So I held off on doing that. I let it shade over a little bit, but now I'm trying to cut it back. Number one, because I'm about to spray all of this with Roundup. Now, you may be asking yourself, why would you take what looks very, very nice and spray with Roundup? And that's what I want you to see today. So, taking a look at the lawn here, you probably can't see it, but previously, I burned off this whole section right here. There is a dark line that runs all the way up here, and I'm hoping we can see it on camera, that runs all the way down at a diagonal right there. And what you find, or at least what I find, is that when you actually get down to the level of the turf, it is far more full. You can see, like, it's just, as Pete says, thicker than the hair on a dog's back. And this is stuff that's literally a year old. If I go up here, you can see a little bit of yellowing in this area, and this is the border right through here. Okay, this is an older variety. If I get down right in there, you can see that this is, while it's got some texture to it, it doesn't take much to get right down to that soil layer. Okay. And that's what I'm trying to basically get rid of, is all of this space. So grass is an aggregate, right? So it's an aggregate all over this. What you're gonna find over here is that it's a much tighter aggregate. Now I looked over here and I actually saw this right here. I recognize it. This is a plant, okay? This is one of the types of plants that is in the GCI turf. Okay, it's got this real blue leaf. Okay, it's got a fine, and it real. The term is tillering. Okay, if it's a clump grass, it's this big. It's as big as my hand. Okay, and that's what I'm looking for. I can see a few more of them down in here as well. And so, what I really struggle with is that when you overseed this, there's still competition. All right, so whatever you overseed this with, which is our GCI turf tall turf type fescue. Okay, and this year I'm going to put in some of that Kentucky blue. You're competing with the established turf. Now I want you to walk around with me a little bit throughout this lawn. I want to show you a couple things, some undesirables, if you will. I cannot tell you what this is. It is lime green, loves the heat, and it really, unless you rip this stuff out, it's not dying back. And so if I were to go through and hand weed this, which I do in the backyard all the time, it's gonna stay in your lawn. It's unsightly, and if you pull all of it out, which I'm gonna do right here for you, I just want you to see this, it's gonna leave a really, really big hole. So I've got a couple different examples of this in the lawn, where whatever it is, it's a native grass, because this is not fescue, has out-competed the fescue. And now I've got a giant hole in my lawn. Now, I don't care right now, because I'm about to knock all this back, but I want you to see that none of that was fescue, and now I got a big hole. This right here, I don't dislike this. This is just a different type of fescue. This is called like a red fescue. This is a shade variety. You can tell it's got really, really thin leaves. It's fantastic in the shade, but again, it's just different. Okay, it's just different. It's out here. You can see how the rest of it, all of a sudden you, boom, got a shade variety. And to my trained eye, I can see a bunch of those different plants from the variety that we're gonna put in there today. Now, I did not mow this, but I can tell you this is not fescue. I don't know, what is that? Looks to me like some type of warm season grass. It almost, ooh, whoops. Almost looks to me, it doesn't look like a Bermuda because of how it grows. What it does actually look like is a zoysia, though I haven't pulled up any zoysia recently to take a look at it, but it's just different than all of the rest of the turf that's out here. Again, you can see some of that red fescue, chewings are hard fescue, and that there's a lot of that in here. Now, that's not bad because this side, especially during the winter, gets a ton of shade. That's what I want over here, and I think I am going to throw in some. Now, Rich, my neighbor over here, uses Kentucky 31, I believe. Now the 31, boy, I hope I screw that up. Kentucky 31 is the Kentucky bluegrass, which is a tall turf type fescue. I don't think it's actually a Kentucky bluegrass. I do think it's a tall turf type fescue that was patented in 1931. Has technology changed? Yeah. But if you look back here, can you really tell a difference between this side and this side? Nope. This is pretty uniform over here too. You can see that that is a uniform fescue. That is really healthy, but again, it's not quite as dense as some of the stuff that I've got in that plot down near the street. Now, I will also say that between my front and my backyard, I've experienced the exact same thing with the tillering, especially since I've been able to start mowing this a little bit taller. I think we're at about 3.5 inches right now. It's done so much better. And originally, this area along the street was such a trouble spot. Not so much anymore. So that's what I'm talking about. Dense turf. I mean, like, difficult for me to even get down to find. There's a little bit of earth in there, but that's dense enough that this is what I want all the way across the lawn. So this gets smoked off from this line up here and across. Really don't know if we can get right down on it, but this is a line right here, and I can see how much thicker this is here than this over here. I mean, I just can feel like if you were to stack up 10 pieces of paper and next to one piece of paper, you'll be able to feel the thickness difference, and it's pretty much what I can feel. Does this look great? Yes, it does. Is it going to look better? Absolutely. Hope you guys enjoyed this. See you later.